Alright, so back to game number 3 between Daywalker and TekySam in the Deathmatch World Cup 5 group stages. The largest tournament of Deathmatch for the whole AoE series for 2022. Becoming a yearly 10k event these days. So we've got Daywalker on his Koreans going with early halbs right now. He wants to really force out these barracks as quick as he can. His opponent on Tartars, TekySam going for stables to begin with, and mostly focusing on getting them. So TekySam able to keep his Hussar alive for now, and he's also killed the scout for Daywalker at the moment. So this game's actually going quite well for him compared to earlier in the series where it had been quite rough on his openings. So really quite a defensive opening now for Daywalker, mostly going for the barracks and castles. These halbs are going to be infinitely useful against the camels, as much as they are nice, fast, good units against the builders or the villagers. They are going to fall even faster than paladins against the infantry. Paladins almost trade evenly against halberdiers in the end, just because they are just a flat out great general damage unit. But camels in particular really struggle against the barracks trash, especially because it is the anti-cavalry part of the barracks. So all these camels are going to go down really quickly, and now TekySam has to transition to cav archers and trade wooden food into gold to make sure he can spam enough to get through this. He also needs a way to deal with the war wagons quickly. So he is going to add some Keshiks himself. That chat must have all been before the game even started. It's weird seeing it in the game. There's no time to talk in a deathmatch game. TekySam with a nice raid on Daywalker right now. He's going to get a couple of villagers for his trouble, so Daywalker actually struggling for vills a little bit. TekySam, but now the reverse is true. All these vills. Oh, he's actually rallied all his vills onto the siege workshop and lost so many of them in the meantime. I was going to say he'd finally got himself a little vill lead in this series early on, but in a game. But he's largely thrown it away trying to get this siege workshop down. Now Daywalker at almost double his vills. TekySam only has the 1 TC at the moment, while Daywalker's up to the 3, adding all the way up to 6. This workshop really a killing blow to Teky's early game here. He's going to add a TC. Now he's really going to be on the back foot in terms of eco. Even low ground TCs coming out for Daywalker. He wants to snatch up all this low ground gold. There's a lot of it. In most of the other maps, expansion gold is typically only 3 tiles or 2 tiles, but on this one, you've got all these mid-map golds that are quite hefty. You know, gold is a premium, well, at a premium in AoE2 compared to most of the other games in the series, where you know it's just another resource. And there is a monk trapped in the middle of this army. You can't area convert like you can in AoE4, so he's just heading back home with it. It's just unfortunate for him that he's run into 100 million soldiers. They're all bigger and stronger than him, so they just run over the top of him. TekySam up to 160 pop, but Daywalker's up to 180. So pretty much the same army size right now. And the war wagon's going to be quite solid against the cavalry archers, I think. As well as there's a huge wall of siege onagers there. Into the castle here by TekySam, but there's already a few trebs in to prevent that one from going up. Ooh, and between onagers and war wagons, it's really hard for TekySam to stick around with his cav archers here. He needs to get his melee onto this death ball if he can, or get a whole bunch of his own siege. You know, get onagers and bombard cannons, because he can't take fights against this comp seemingly. And so Daywalker is just able to really push as far forward as he wants. Nice mix of everything, but mostly war wagons and onagers. These guys are going to do really well. So the ram is able to chip away at the onagers really well too. So TekySam's actually getting a few of them, because if they can get on top of the onagers and the trebs, they can get quite a few kills. And the war wagons actually do next to nothing to them. Against everything else, the war wagons are a real punisher. Castle gonna fall before long, so TekySam finds himself in a pretty dire position, because Daywalker's kept double his vills this whole time. It's being a little bit slower on these additional TCs after throwing away a lot of villagers to trying to get this low ground siege workshop has really hurt TekySam early on here. And now it looks like he might lose these low ground siege workshops again. It's against this many onagers. How's he going to make anything work? He's got to lead with camels and then get the rams on top of them. I'm wondering if he's better off trying to get a whole bunch of his own onagers and bombard cannons right now. Because it's so hard for him to actually engage with melee units right now. Even though the camels and the rams do wonderful jobs against the onagers, the rams need to actually get there first. Now the workshop's under threat. The HCA is coming forward to try and clean up some of these onagers, but they're all going to fall extremely fast because TekySam's not trying to micro them at the moment. But he's trying to just push with these rams. It looks like Daywalker's managed to snatch up 5 relics in total. One of the rams makes it to the castle, but he's not going to last forever there. TekySam going to struggle to take an engagement into such a large force once again. He's only at 145 pop, so he's not even maxed out. He still needs to get more units out to take this fight. Split his rams up and go for it here. Oh, and he needs to send the cabs in. Be careful to not have them just tank all these onager shots here. So this fight is really going wrong for him. Again, I think he probably should have got his own onagers and bombard cannons in the mix here, because Daywalker's really just able to prevent him from even reaching the death ball. GG is called. Daywalker takes the series 3-0.